Alright, everybody. Avrilfannf here, and obviously next to me is...
Yeah, recall we're here to update the Much Games Hall of Fame tournament.
Yes. So, right now, so far it's 11 votes. I actually got my laptop here today.
Yes.
So, by the way, anybody who's asking, yes, I will tell you what laptop I got, what brand name, the specs and that, but... Put that as a comment.
First, let's get to the
But first, let's get to the Hall of Fame. Nice logo. We got the nice logo there. It's, you know...
We can let you know every single game in there, but... If not,
I could read out the game list. I have no problems with that.
Right in front of us.
Okay, right now, we got 11 votes in, so we're encouraging people to vote.
Yes.
Currently, the leader is actually one of my all-time favorite games, or favorite series. Devil May Cry series. In this case, it's Devil May Cry 2. Right now, that's leading with a couple of votes. Surprisingly, Duck Hunt is in this running.
That's got one vote. Perfect Dark is got one vote.
So does Max Payne 2, the follow Max Payne. By the way, Max Payne 3 is coming out. I think it's later this year.
The new Super Mario Brothers, the DS version, got one vote.
Oh, that's the DS version, yes, that's why it can't be the Wii version because it's not eligible yet. Far Cry, really awesome game, Far Cry, and Far Cry 2 is really good too. Far Cry is in there with one vote.
Mafia, I'm actually surprised on that one, has one vote.
I'm not surprised with Mafia. Mafia is a really good game. Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. This game is just like every other Castlevania game. Piece of shit. No. It's actually... it's really good. Castlevania is like awesome series. My favorite Castlevania gotta be Symphony of the Night. I'm surprised we don't have... I think we already inducted that one. Symphony of the Night? I think...
Yes.
We inducted that one. I was the one that did up another bio on it. So, yeah. Okay, Cole...
Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic. This one's actually was a comment on our YouTube video. That one has a vote. Yeah.
Knights of the Old Republic's there. There's Knights of the Old Republic 2, and I think there's a new one that just came out. It was recently coming out for PS. So it's really Knights of the Republic 3. It might be called something different, but it's the same thing. Mm-hmm. And another game that has one vote, and this is the final one that has a vote. The rest of the other games don't have votes. Is a classic Super Nintendo Sega Genesis game called Mortal Kombat 2. Not Mortal Kombat 1. 2. Yeah. This is the one with the introduction of Jade and Smoke, and the guy that always goes, Toasty!
Reptile,
Melina,
Katana,
Shao Kahn. What was it? Muntaro?
No. Kintaro.
Kintaro's in this one. Muntaro's in the third one. Yeah.
Yes.
Get those two confused in which ones they're in.
Remember, one of them is a senator.
Yeah, I know. But I was trying to think of which one the Centaur was in, but now, yeah, it is the third one that he's in. So that's Muntaro. And by the way, Kintaro's in the new Mortal Kombat for PS3 and Xbox 360. If the best way to get the Mortal Kombat, the new one, get it for PS3 for one reason: Kratos, which is not available for Xbox.
All right, so the other games now that are on this list, we're
gonna go through most of them, if not all of them.
Well, we'll try to go through all. We just
said Mortal Kombat 2. So the rest of them, the rest of the games that we're gonna read out, do not have any votes,
and they're not in any particular order. So Persona, Quake, Tomb Raider 2,
Earthworm Jim. I love Earthworm Jim.
Funny.
Earthworm Jim. Sci-Fi Filter. Pokemon Red and Blue. We put them in as combined because really they are essentially the same game.
Yes. San Francisco Rush 2049.
Awesome game. Best way to play Rush is in the arcade though.
Or if you're playing it on a video game, put that on, man. It is so funny. I can tell a story on that one. I might just tell it when I'm doing a legend.
I think this one is pronounced Okami.
Okami, yes.
Okami or whatever.
Vectorman.
Another good game for Sega Genesis is Vectorman 2, I believe.
Yep.
This Fable.
Xenosaga.
Oh, I love Xenosaga. I think I got all three of them.
Yeah.
I definitely got the third one, but I've had all three of them in some point in time.
Yep.
One that we refer to as the other guy likes is MechWarrior.
Yep.
I admit, MechWarrior is good. I think there's one for PS3.
Mega Man 2.
Classic NES game. I gotta say. This one's made by Disney and Square Enix. Kingdom Hearts. It's a Disney game, but yes, Sephiroth and Cloud from Final Fantasy VII do make appearances.
Yes, it's a combination type of game. Tekken is another one.
Yes, Tekken. And one that Cole is going to do, and we're probably going to mention it in the next time we record a Zelda video, or when we record an FF7 try or do a commentary. Messing up for here and everything, trying to think. Train of thought is Shining Force for the Sega Genesis, and eventually maybe Shining Force 2 will be done. But they're going to be done by Cole.
Okay.
I didn't like the first Shining Force experience. Second one I did. But anyway,
Sonic and Knuckles 3. This is the Sonic 3 and Knuckles game. He got down Sonic and Knuckles 3. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's mixed up on the poll. Should be so anybody who sees that in the poll, it's not supposed to be Sonic and Knuckles 3. It's supposed to be Sonic 3 and Knuckles. There is no Sonic and Knuckles 3. So actually, we're gonna have to mention to the other guy to fix that.
Yeah.
But most people probably know what we mean.
Yeah.
Another game for the Super Nintendo. This one was made by Square, which became SquareSoft and now is Square Enix. Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. Awesome game.
Secret of Mana.
Another Super Nintendo game.
Yes.
This one I think is a mainly Sega game. It could be on PlayStation also. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it started off I think on Sega. Shokuden. But this time it's going to be Shokuden 2.
Yes. Bomberman. Always a fun game. I always love that.
Bomberman, although on the poll it's spelled as two separate words, Bomberman's actually...
It's actually supposed to be one word.
It's actually one of my all-time favorite games for... What's this one I'm talking about? PlayStation? No. Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo. Actually, it could be PlayStation 2 if you get the Collector's Edition.
Yes. And GameCube.
And GameCube. Or you get an emulator. Mega Man X2. For the Super Nintendo. Also, like I said, Anniversary Collections and GameCube and that.
And then you're talking about some other games? Contra.
If you're going to play Contra, I have two words for you. Konami Code. That is all I'm going to say. It's hard to beat by itself. Use the Konami Code. Yep, for the love of God. Konami Code. This game here was really good too. Double Dragon. I liked.
Yep.
It was really good.
It was a good one. This one too was a... It depends on if you're a fan of it.
I like the game, but...
Battletoads.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt to try to finish it on two players. Because you can damage each other.
Oh yeah, that's a negative.
That's a negative. Other than that, the game's good.
Our current LP on which game's got
current LP, which I kind of neglected for the last while because I've been really working hard on my Final Fantasy VII.
It will be finished.
I'm going to start working on it by Monday because I got a holiday. Well, so does Gold.
Yep.
Actually, all of Canada does it. It's Queen Elizabeth's... No, not Queen Elizabeth. Victoria, who's no longer alive, obviously, but Memorial Weekend pretty much is equivalent to the U.S. Memorial Weekend, which Americans are going to be celebrating next weekend. Yep. Because that's when Indy 500 is. It's always on that weekend. But we digress. It's Mario 64. The whole point of that rant was Mario 64.
Yes. Which I'm surprised hasn't gotten a vote yet. It's GoldenEye.
You know what? That is very surprising. GoldenEye, man. Come on, people. It's GoldenEye. It's James Bond. James freaking Bond.
Pierce Brosnan version.
And a really good classic for the Nintendo 64.
Yes.
Didn't they really re-release it on the 3DS? Or re-releasing it on the 3DS?
They released it on the Wii.
I think the 3DS is getting
Daniel Craig. The latest Bond.
And I think 3DS is getting it too.
Might get the same version.
And Ocarina of Time is coming to the 3DS.
Actually, I think it's going to be on WiiWare too.
Anyway.
Wrestling channel. Anyway, another LP that I think you had one video of.
Yeah, which I'm going to work on again, probably, maybe tomorrow. So pretty much, Avrilfannf here is kind of putting out a lot of pressure. I am doing Final Fantasy VII, Chrono Trigger, and apparently Mario 64.
Yes, well, he just named the game Chrono Trigger.
Oh yeah, so I just named the game Chrono Trigger.
F-Zero.
I like F-Zero.
Good racing game.
It started off on a Super Nintendo, if I'm correct.
Yes, it did.
The next game started off on Super Nintendo also. And it's probably the better of the two. Star Fox. Mm-hmm. Come on, and the final boss, Andross.
Yep.
Come on. Yeah, Star Fox 64 was good, but you can't beat the original.
Metroid Prime 2, that's the GameCube version?
Yes, Metroid Prime 2, and the two first Metroid Primes were GameCube. Metroid Prime 3, which I actually own and finished, is Nintendo Wii.
Yes.
This game here, the next one I'm going to mention, is instant classic for any fighting fans. And we already mentioned Mortal Kombat, so it can't be Mortal Kombat, can it? And we already mentioned Tekken, so it's not Tekken
it's not
either.
Tekken, neither.
It's going to be Street Fighter. The original Street Fighter.
Yes.
Not 4, not 3, not Street Fighter 2, and
or SNK,
or SNK or anything like that.
Not like that, no.
It's just the original Street Fighter. The next one is...
I don't even think it's going to get a single vote, believe it or not.
I'm surprised Street Fighter doesn't get a vote.
Well, I suppose that too.
Yeah,
this one I don't even think will accept a single vote. Star Trek Deep Space 9, Crossroads of Time.
That's actually a Sega Genesis game which I played back in the 90s and finished. It's an alright game, but we figure we throw a Star Trek game.
You got a couple Star Wars one in there. Why not throw?
I had to throw in Star Wars, man. The Force. Use the Force, dude. Just use the Force. This is Star Trek we're talking about. This game is, I think, a PC game too.
Yes,
it was PC,
it is.
But I'm not sure it went on any other systems. But SimCity 2000. Come on, SimCity.
Yep.
I just gotta say SimCity. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, so the PlayStation 3. This is the first year of eligibility for them.
And this was a launch.
Resistance.
Fall of Man.
Fall of Man.
2006 launch title.
Yep.
All-time favorite. I'm not sure if Cole likes this one. Command and Conqueror Red Alert.
Oh, it's a good game. I like it. I enjoy it.
I really like the Command and Conqueror.
Same thing. Rave Race.
No, well, technically it's Wave Race 64.
Yes.
But we call it Wave Race. Same thing.
It's for the Nintendo 64.
And final, the next one. This is not final. The so-called Sony's Mario Killer. Crash Bandicoot.
Too.
But Crash Bandicoot is actually a really cool game.
Yes.
Naughty Dog makes the same people who make Tony Hawk. That's Tony Hawk. Cool
Hey,
dog.
didn't they make this next game too? Spyro the Dragon?
Naughty Dog did make Spyro the Dragon. Yes, they did. Which is our next game, Spyro the Dragon. Which I am going to do an LP on. Maybe I might do that before I do FF8.
We'll see.
But I gotta finish FF7, Super Mario, and Contra first. This game here, I do believe was I can't remember what system this game was on. I think it was PlayStation.
Yep.
I know its sequel was PlayStation 3. This one is called Phil.
Yep. And also, now, in case you remember any PC games, Wolfenstein.
Oh man, Wolfenstein back in the 90s. How many times did I play Wolfenstein? A lot.
Yeah.
It's like Duke Nukem 3D. Who didn't play Duke Nukem 3D? Okay, well, I know there's a lot of people who probably didn't, but still. Duke Nukem 3D. Mm-hmm. We already had a Metroid game, but I figured, why don't we throw in a Game Boy Advance one? And that would be Metroid Zero Mission. We figured, can't have any harm of not throwing it in. So, pretty good. Oh yeah, by the way, I already mentioned Duke 3D. Well, that's not the next game, but that's the next game after that. We mentioned Tony Hawk, didn't we? We mentioned
Spyro. We didn't mention Tony Hawk, but now that you mentioned it,
Tony Hawk is also made by the same people who made Crash Bandicoot back in the 90s and Spyro the Dragon. Naughty Dog.
The original Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. That was actually a popular game too.
I really liked the second one.
Yep.
Because it had Rage Against the Machine. I forget what the song was from Rage Against the Machine.
But moving on.
Guerrilla Radio was one of them, but there was a couple of Rage Against the Machine songs in it.
Yep.
Moving on, I've already mentioned this game when I mentioned Wolfenstein. Duke Nukem 3D. We call it Duke 3D here, but it's Duke Nukem 3D. We put Duke Nukem 3D in. We're surprised really that with the upcoming release of Duke Nukem Forever, which is only a couple of weeks away, mind you. It's what? The 21st of May. It's coming out, I think, the 7th or 8th of June, so it's like 3 weeks away. I'm really surprised that no one's voted for that yet, especially when Forever's coming out. But anyway, we'll move on to the next game, which...
Well, we already had one more Star Wars one, so we added another one. Star Wars Rebel Assault.
This is the first start. No, we had Knights of the Old Republic.
Yes, Knights of the Old Republic.
Yes. So yeah, Rebel Assault. And there's a Rebel Assault 2, a Rebel Assault 2 also, but Rebel Assault.
And then we also got Donkey Kong Country, which an LP will be done on that one, I'm guessing, eventually.
If you really want to see more about Donkey Kong, I suggest you go to Bonga's YouTube channel. He's got pretty much all 3 of these done. And some of the Game Boy ones too, so check that out. But I'm probably going to talk to him. We might get Donkey Kong on this channel.
Yeah, Final Doom?
Final Doom. We already mentioned Wolfenstein, and we already mentioned Duke Nukem. Who can't remember these games back in the 90s? Wolfenstein, Duke 3D, and of course, Doom. Now you're asking, is Quake in this list? It could be. I can't remember. We're gonna say that.
Well, we'll wait and see.
I don't think it is. I think Quake was already inducted. It might have been.
Need for Speed fans, you got Need for Speed High Stakes.
One of the best Need for Speed games to this day.
And the other guy is actually a fan of this series. Carmageddon 2, Carpocalypse Now.
Now, here's the game that I'm a fan of. For the Super Nintendo, and it was also for the Sega Genesis. Spider-Man and Venom, and wait for it, Maximum Carnage. That was one of the best games I've ever played for the Super Nintendo or the Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
I always used Venom. Most of my friends kept on using Spider-Man, but for some reason I liked Venom.
Gran Turismo.
Good game for the PlayStation 1. It's still It's a good franchise, and to this day, it's still around, actually. I think the latest one is Gran Turismo 5, and there was a prologue one, too, for the PS3.
Yep.
Really good series, I gotta say. I really like the I'm not in the racing games a lot, but I gotta say, Gran Turismo series is really good. This next game started off, I do believe, on Nintendo. Normal Nintendo.
Normal Nintendo Game Boy Kirby.
Yeah, I think it started off Game Boy. Correct me if I'm wrong. And the person saying correct me if I'm wrong is Bonga. If you're watching this video, Bonga, correct us on that. You're the Kirby expert.
Yes. And the next one now, actually, we probably could have done the original too on this one. This is the GameCube version. Super Smash Bros. Melee.
I think the original Super Smash Bros. Is already in, is it?
No.
No, we had a choice and we went with Melee for some reason. But anyway, we could have put the second one on. So all these games we're mentioning right now do not have boats. And this game is a Super Nintendo game.
Mm-hmm.
Fire Emblem. I really liked Fire Emblem. It's a couple of the characters are actually in the latest Smash Bros. For the Wii, which is Brawl. You might remember them. I can't remember their names. But they're in it.
And this one I'm surprised has not even had a single vote.
Yeah, this
yet.
one really surprised me.
Halo 2.
Yes.
Master Chief.
Halo 2. For the Xbox. And Windows PC.
When they had Major League Gaming around, they based it on that game.
Yeah, so it's out for the Xbox, the original Xbox, compatible Xbox 360. And if you have Windows Vista or Windows 7.
Which we do.
Which we do. And I actually own the game at home. Which I'm surprised I don't have it installed on this computer laptop yet.
And give it time.
But anyway, Halo 2. And actually, I could LP that game. If I wanted to.
Now going to the DS area, Yoshi's Island DS.
Yoshi's Island DS is pretty much... Well, it speaks for itself. It's a great game. I was going to say it's pretty much the same thing as its Super Nintendo counterpart.
Yes.
Which is actually technically referred to as Super Mario World 2. It's Yoshi Island, but in this case, they dropped the Super Mario World and call it Yoshi Island. But it's the same thing. This game here, I think, was N60 GameCube, wasn't it? The next one?
GameCube, yes.
Pikmin. I don't know who picked Pikmin. Out of me, Cole, or the other guy. But we put in Pikmin.
Yes, well, I mean,
it's a pretty cool game, I gotta admit.
Yep.
I think it has a stage and Brawl. Pikmin.
Might.
I think it's Brawl or Melee, one of them. I think it's Brawl. Anyway.
Oh, if you like the fighting games, you like this one. I know why I do in some reasons. Dead or Alive 2.
Yeah, we put in Dead or Alive 2. I could have put in one that definitely probably would have got votes, which would have been Dead or Alive 2 Extreme Beach Volleyball, which all it is the women from Dead or Alive in bikinis. But we figured, let's actually put a fighting game in and not a volleyball game with girls in bikinis.
Yeah.
So, Dead or Alive 2. The next one was picked by the other guy, who's not with us.
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Now, it has a tiny bit of...
That's not the game I was talking about, but...
Yeah, well, okay, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. That's another one picked by him, too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, that's one.
Oh, that's a really good game.
Punch-Out featuring Mr. Dream is what it got changed to.
And the game that he overlapped that time, the game I was actually referring to, is going on with the whole feature of the Sims City thing. We got the Sims 2.
Yeah.
So, he meant that those two, that and Mike Tyson were picked by the other guy, and we put on the list. Now, here's one that I picked, and I really like this game. And all the games that came after it. And that game would be Ratchet and Clank.
Yep.
It's a Sony exclusive. Ratchet and Clank, come on. Size Matters and all these other ones that came out after it. I was really good, but this is the original Ratchet and Clank.
Alright, so just gonna make a speed conclusion to the list here.
Yeah,
we have Elder Scrolls 4, Oblivion, Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door,
Prince of Persia, and we're not talking about the one for PS3, we're talking about the
original
Nintendo, I think it's Nintendo or Super Nintendo.
Nintendo and PC, if I'm...
Yeah, the old school. We're not talking about the newer ones. We also got Call of Duty, the original Call of Duty.
Burnout 3 Takedown?
Burnout 3 Takedown, yeah, I forgot about that one. And I'll finish off the last two with Gears of War and Half-Life 2.
Alright, so if you don't know how to log on, you can log on to muchgames.ca/hoft.asp. You can choose any of these 78 games.
And by the way, I'm going to cut them off on that part and say you can vote as many times as you want.
Vote. You can actually... We figured this out. You can vote once but you can vote as many times as you want. Vote once, click the vote button. It might say thank you for your vote. You can go back into it and vote again.
Yeah, so you got unlimited votes.
Yes.
And you can vote daily. And if you want to, you can vote for the same game each time for all I care.
Yes.
Just keep voting. That's the main thing.
So, now with that being said, we're going to conclude right there. And this is Cole and Avrilfannf.
And before he cuts me off, I'm going to go woo woo woo. You know what to do when it comes to voting. Go to the website. Links in the description.
muchgames.ca/hoft.asp. Vote now.
Subscribe to us and follow us on Twitter.
muchgames_ca.
Links are in the description.
Alright. Cole Avrilfannf signing off. Vote now.
Later.